What's poppin', salute. This is Kanan 500 and this is YouTube Paparazzi's. We about to jump right into it. We about to let y'all know how I fell in love with hip hop, man. When I got introduced to hip hop, it was the late 80s. I was in elementary school. I was in Crown Heights, 133 Kingston Avenue to be exact. It was a group over there called the Brooklyn Zoo, the real Brooklyn Zoo, TF, Together Forever. We gonna get to that with the whole Old Dirty Bastard thing, you know what I'm saying? So boom, they got signed to Cold Chillin' Records. They put out a whole bunch of songs and all that. So they made the Brooklyn Zoo was a whole bunch of kids from around Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? We was called the Hooligans. I was in that group. It was me, Fat Anthony, my cousin Nut, and Rusty Jukes from the Boot Camp Clique. He later on got signed to Duck Down and all that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to rap, but our little swag, we was wilding on the block, little NFO niggas, we was running around crazy in Crown Heights. So Elitria, one of the lead members, him and Basher, they was cousins and all that. They say, fuck it, we gonna put y'all together, we gonna merge y'all together, we gonna call y'all the Hooligans. My name was Ripcord. My name was Ripcord. Rusty Jukes' name was, damn, I can't remember Rusty Jukes. I know you had Fat Anthony, he was Brain Dead. Nutso was Nuisance. And I think, Rated R. Rated R was Rusty Jukes, and we was the Hooligans. So they wrote rhymes for me and all that. At the end of the day, they got into a big war with Old Dirty Bastard from Wu-Tang Clan over that name, over the Brooklyn Zoo name. If y'all dig deep into the hip hop history, y'all gonna see that Kingston Avenue, Brooklyn Zoo was the first ones. They even went to jail behind that because they was the first one to allegedly shoot Old Dirty Bastard, and a few members got locked up. Rest in peace, Roger Rabbit. That was one of the members, Roger Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? So things ain't work out with that whole situation with the Brooklyn Zoo because they started going through mad, getting lawsuits and criminal shit with the whole ODB shit, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't know how to rap, you know what I'm saying? There was still a few members running around. Matter of fact, if y'all can remember Juice, Rodderman's crew, it was a dude in there named Dynamite. He ain't even talk that much, he just stayed in the background. He used to be running around in our hood, rapping and all that, you know what I'm saying? I remember I used to have to go get Roger Rab, fight Trunker, a lot of niggas that was from the Brooklyn Zoo to battle this nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because he was older than us and he used to be tearing niggas' heads off and all that shit, you know what I mean? So boom, that shit ain't work out, you know what I'm saying? I still was in love with hip-hop. They made me want to rap and do shows and run around, you know what I'm saying? So I moved from Kingston Avenue. Then I moved to East New York, E&Y, the band was 340, you know what I'm saying? That's when I met AZ the rapper, he was from my building, you know what I'm saying? I used to see him every day, you know what I'm saying? I was on 6th floor, I think AZ was on the 4th. That's before he got signed. He used to be in the elevator, banging on the elevator, rapping, you know what I'm saying? Making a beat off the elevator, off the door and all that shit. And I used to be like, boom, I used to be watching this nigga, studying this nigga, you know what I'm saying? I remember he paid for my haircut before. I had, later on in life, I met up with that nigga again. I had pictures with Foxy Brown and all them and shit. So I stayed in love with hip hop because of AZ. So I said, fuck it, I started writing my own rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Start writing my own rhymes and I'm getting to it and all that, you know what I'm saying? East New York was big with the music, you know what I'm saying? We had MOP and them niggas over the hill. We had Smooth the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler. Then we had Daddy O from Stetsasonic. Right across the street from my building in 340, they used to have the park jams. You know what I mean? And Stetsasonic come out there, Daddy O, you know what I'm saying? He had the whole project out there, passing the mic and everybody rapping. So I gets up there and I start doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? One of the first raps I ever wrote, you know what I'm saying? So boom, when I started doing the shit in East New York, I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just running around, man. I'm seeing Billy Danze. I'm talking to Billy Danze, smoking with them, freestyling with them in the hallway and all that. But I'm still running around on Putnam Avenue too, in the style. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all can remember, it was either Killer Army or Sons of Men. You know what I mean? It was two members, I can't recall right now, but I used to be running around battling niggas and I ran into one of them niggas on Jefferson and shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, both of them niggas, you know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm biting a nigga head off, the little short dark-skinned one from Sons of Man or Killer Army is one of them. When I go look it up, I'm gonna show y'all which ones it is and shit. So I'm biting the one nigga head off, I'm mad young and shit. Then his partner jumped in. Started battling me, shit, I ain't gonna front. His partner started tearing me up. But I say that to say this, I never knew how to rap, you know what I'm saying? Brooklyn Zoo dudes, they showed me how to rap. They used to write rhymes for me, and I took it upon myself to start writing my own rhymes, man. That's when I fell in love with hip hop. That was a long time ago. When I first started, I think I was like, I'm gonna say fucking 11 years old, maybe some shit like that. I know I was in elementary school, maybe 10 and shit. So niggas started running around and all that, man. Then it was when I was in East New York. It was a dude that used to live on my floor named Fluky, you know what I'm saying? He was mean with the raps. He used to be battling everybody in East New York, you know what I'm saying? So I guess he was going back and forth to Staten Island, and he ran into King Just. And when he ran into King Just, if you recall, he was down Wu-Tang. He was the one that made that song, hey y'all, can I get some? That's the sound of the warrior drum on the warpath, don't make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Fluky wrote that for him. And that was his biggest, that was his one and only hit, was that song. You know what I'm saying? Go look it up. His name is King Just. He was down Wu-Tang for a short period of time. So I grew up around a lot of good rap. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a story. It was my man Darren, brother, you know what I'm saying? He was working at the distribution spot, I think it was somewhere in Harlem. I forgot where it was at. It was somewhere uptown and shit. He used to work there, you know what I'm saying? That's when I used to run into everybody. Big Pun, you know what I'm saying? Fat Joe, you know what I'm saying? I've been running into so many people up there and shit. He used to be rapping for them and all that, you know what I'm saying? We used to be running around and shit like that, you know what I mean? That's when I fell in love with hip hop. I got older, I wound up leaving East New York and moving down south. That's when I ran into my man, you know what I'm saying, named E. He was from Newport News, Virginia, but we met down south in Raleigh, North Carolina. So we put together a little group. That's when I first called it Bully the Block. It was only me and him, you know what I mean? We dropped one song. We dropped one song. It was okay. He had a little studio with his peoples out in Rona Rapids. It was a whole bunch of shit with that. So that shit didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? Then I wound up leaving down south and coming upstate New York to Batavia, you know what I mean? Over there, 585, Rochester and all that, you know what I'm saying? That's when I kept the Bully the Block name, and I ran into some nigga named Omega, you know what I'm saying? Then my cousin Spaz, you know what I mean? Niggs and Mike, you know what I'm saying? We formed the group Bully the Block, you know what I'm saying? We had the two producers. We had the one producer, Niggs. We had Mike was the manager, and it was me, Spaz, and Omega. We came up with Bully the Block. Then we ran into Nickel Fields. Nickel Fields was on WBOK. He was running that radio station at the time, and he had a song called Races that was on a radio. He even won an underground hip hop award for that song. You know what I'm saying? So we started fucking with him in Midnight. You know what I mean? Nickel Fields in Midnight. That's when I met Uwab, L.I., you know what I'm saying, Sad Black, a whole bunch of people that came out of Rochester, local rappers, you know what I'm saying? But they was doing their numbers in the town and all that shit. So we put out a mixtape called Bully the Block. And as we making that shit, my son Omega, he on the run the whole time, you know what I mean? We popping with it. We all on Rochester. We all in the studio with everybody, with all the local rappers, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, L.I. had a song on the radio too at the time that was popping and shit, L.I., you know what I mean? So boom, we had the whole Bully the Block shit. So I used to be on Twitter, Facebook. Matter of fact, fuck all that. This was back when MySpace was popping. So Bully from D-Block, Jadakiss and them niggas, D-Block, you know what I'm saying? Bully, I wound up hitting that nigga on MySpace to try to get a feature with him, because we had a song called Bully the Block. And Nickel Fields was doing the hook, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can go get that shit at datpiff.com so you can see what I'm talking about. We had a song, long story short, that nigga Bully, he never responded to me. And he took our whole song. He didn't really take the whole song, he just took Nickel Fields' hook. You know what I'm saying? Bully the Block, you know what I'm saying? And he switched it and made his shit Bully D-Block, you know what I'm saying? So it was a whole big thing with that shit. He never responded, but I know that boy took my song, took our song and all that. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I say that to say this, man. I've been doing hip hop for mad long. I love hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So Omega wound up getting locked up and all that shit. Spaz wound up getting locked up. So we had a whole throwaway mixtape, and the mixtape was fake fire, you know what I mean? So I said, fuck it. I got up with another dude You know what I'm saying? My man J-Rock and them niggas. I ain't even going, you know what I'm saying? He did bad or whatever, but he introduced me to some nigga named DT Phenomenal. So I started making a motherfucking mixtape with that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Shit was popping and all that. Long story short, that shit ain't go as planned either. So now, years later, I run into Triple R, you know what I'm saying? That's my son, Young Mike and them from Rochester. That's when I did the Red Flags video, you know what I'm saying? I did the R.I.P. Fredo Santana, I took his shit. You know what I'm saying? That fuck you up shit and remix that shit. Had 2 videos. Mind you, I caught a shooting. So boom, I'm on the run the whole time as I'm making this mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I even reached out to J Hood from D Block. Got a feature with J Hood from D Block. You know what I'm saying? That shit went through. That song is out there too. It's called Street Life, J Hood. You know what I'm saying? My name was Mar Bugatti at the time. It was me and J Hood on that shit. I even reached out to Fred the Godson. R.I.P. that man. Sin City that was down with a Bird Gang and all that, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna run this whole time, boy. I'm gonna run this whole time making this music. I was popping with it too. Like niggas was really jacking the videos I was putting out and all that shit. So I say that to say this, I never stopped loving hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I just ran into a lot of trials and tribulations where I couldn't really go full force, you know what I'm saying? Even St. Laz, man, shout out to St. Laz, man. He had some shit called Pottersville TV. He was one of the first ones in the industry that put my video on his platform. It was called Pottersville TV, and that Red Flags video did good, you know what I'm saying? So boom. This is how we doing it, man. Everybody telling me to come back, you know what I'm saying, to do some more shit, but I don't know, man. I'm looking for the young boys. I'm looking for the next big thing. That's what I like to do. I love hip-hop. I love music. So get in tune with it. 050 is the movement. This is YouTube Paparazzis, and I'm Kanan 500. Salute.